Namaskar, I am Anand and you are watching Join for Education. Let's study about binomial theorem. Let's clear the concept of binomial theorem. For this we consider about the expansion of a plus b to the power n. The expansion of a plus b to the power n is nc0 a to the power n into b0 plus nc1 a to the power n minus 1 into b plus n c2 a to the power n minus 2 into b square plus dot 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 plus n cn a to the power 0 into b to the power n. So this is the expansion of the binomial theorem a plus b to the power n. Here a and b are two terms and both are real numbers, and n is a rational number or positive integers. So this theorem is valid if n is a positive integers or a rational number. And both a and b are real numbers. So there is no problem to understand the expansion of this one. If we consider about the number of term in the right hand side, then the number of term in the right hand side will be n plus 1. So the number of terms equal to n plus 1. So how that there is no problem to understand up to this step. In this chapter we shall study about what is the general term of a binomial theorem. What is the general term of a binomial theorem? So the general term of a binomial theorem is generally denoted by T r plus 1. So what will be the value of T r plus 1? Here T is the first letter of the term, therefore T is used, and r moves from 0. This is the 0 to n. This is the n. So when r equal to 0, then we get the first term. When r equal to 1, then we get the second term. So the general form will be n C R a to the power n minus r into b to the power r. So this is the general form of the general term of a binomial theorem. Let's verify if r equal to 0. When r equal to 0, then we get the first term. Now we putting the value of r in the right hand side, then this one will be n c0 a to the power n minus 0 into p to the power 0 equal to, this one will be n c0 a to the power n into b to the power 0. Let's see here. Similarly, we verify each term. So the formula of the general term is tr plus 1 equal to ncr into a to the power n minus r into b to the power r. And we put the value of r 0 to n. So hope that there is no problem to understand the explanation of the general term of a binomial theorem. Now we consider about or discuss about the middle term of a binomial theorem. Let's see here what is the middle term of a binomial theorem. So middle term of a binomial theorem. The middle term of a binomial theorem depends upon the value of n. So what will be the value of n? So when n is an even number. So the number of middle term will be, when n is the even number, then the number of even term equal to 1. So here number of terms, suppose that here n is the even number, so the number of term will be number of term equal to n plus 1, and n plus 1 will be odd. When n is the even, then n plus 1 will be odd, and there is no problem to find out the middle term. So the middle term equal to, for this we recall general term t r plus 1 equal to nc r into a to the power n minus r into b to the power r. So here n plus 1, so the middle term will be half. So what will be the value of r? So here middle term equal to n by tooth term plus 1. So this is the even, then even is divided by 2, then we get complete or whole number, and plus 1, then we get the middle term. So we apply here, or we use the general term to find out the middle term. So t r plus 1 equal to n by 2 plus 1. So here r will be n by 2 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 cancelled out, then we get n by 2. Let's see here. So r plus 1 equal to n by 2 plus 1. 1 cancelled out, then we get r equal to n by 2. So we put here in the right hand side here the value of r and we get the middle term. So the here middle term will be n c n by 2 and a n minus n by 2 into b to the power n by 2. After a simple calculation, we get the next step. So here write down n c n by 2 and n minus n by 2 equal to n by 2. We write down here n by 2 into b to the power n by 2. So when n is the even, then the middle term will be n c n by 2 into a to the power n by 2 into b to the power n by 2, and hope that there is no problem to understand up to this step. Now we calculate or find out middle term when n is the odd. So this is the second page, binomial theorem. We are going to find out the middle term when n is the odd. Middle term when n is the odd number. So here total number will be n plus 1 or n plus 1 will be even. In the case of even, the number of middle term will be 2. The number of middle term equal to 2. So we find out what will be the middle term. When the middle term will be first middle term will be n plus 1 by 2th term, and second middle term will be n minus 1 by 2th term. Now we find out first middle term. The expression of the first middle term here will be so we recall the expression n c n plus 1 by 2 into a n minus n plus 1 by 2 into b to the power n plus 1 by 2. After the simple calculation, we get here n c n plus 1 by 2, and here will be 2n minus n minus 1. So here will be a n minus 1 by 2 into b n plus 1 by 2. Let's see the second middle term. This is expression of the first middle term, and expression of the second middle term will be second we write down here n c n minus 1 by 2 into a to the power n minus 1 by 2 into b to the power n minus 1 by 2. After the simple calculation, we get this step n c n minus 1 by 2, and here write down a 2n minus n plus 1. So here will be n plus 1 by 2 into b to the power n minus 2. So this is the first middle term. This is the expression of the first middle term when n is the odd number. And this is the expression of the second middle term when n is the odd number. So these are the basic formula, and we use this formula during the solution of the problem related to the binomial theorem. So let's see here. Once again, we see here. This is the first page. This is the expansion of the binomial theorem. If we consider about this one, then this is the coefficient of the first term. This is the coefficient of the second term. This is the coefficient of the third term, and this is the coefficient of n plus 1th term. If you put at a balance the addition of the power of the variable, here variables are a and b. So we add n plus 0 equal to n. In each case, we get power of the binomial theorem. So n minus 1, and here is the 1, plus 1 equal to n, and n minus 2 plus 2 equal to n. In each case, we get the sum of the power of the variable is n, and these are the coefficient. So if we consider about this one, then this is the value of this one is the 1, and the value of this one is the 1. If we also consider about this one, then b to the power 0, then first term is independent from b. If we put at a balance here, then a to the power 0, clear that last term or n plus 1 term is free from or independent of a. So in the board examination as well as the G main and advanced ask question from the binomial theorem, sometime this chapter is combined with the arithmetic progression or progression and sequence and series and quadratic equation. So if we have idea about the combined binomial theorem with quadratic equation and sequence and series, then we have no problem to solve the questions of the G-main or advanced. So in the next video lecture, I shall solve some questions related to the binomial theorem. To over the class, I am going to recap. In this class, we have studied about expansion of the binomial theorem, a plus b to the power n equal to what? So nc0 a to the power n into b to the power 0 plus nc1 into a to the power n minus 1 into b to the power 1 plus nc2 into a to the power n minus 2 into b to the power 2 plus so n ncn a to the power 0 into b to the power n. In some time when we develop the question or we develop the binomial theorem, then the value of a and b replaced by other values such as when b is replaced by minus b, then there will be simple change in the right hand side. So b, it means that when n will be the odd, then we write down the negative sign. So here b to the power 1 and 1 is the odd. So in that case, when here will be a minus b to the power n, then here will be minus, and plus s square. So here will be plus, and so on. When a is replaced by 1 and b is replaced by x, then the form of the binomial theorem will be 1 plus x. Here will be 1 plus x. When a is replaced by 1 and b is replaced by minus x, then here will be 1 minus x, and so on. So the questions are very easy. If you have no problem to understand the concept of general term, concept of middle term, coefficient, then you have no problem to solve the questions related to the binomial theorem. So these are the recap of the binomial theorem. In the next class, uh, I will solve some questions related to this chapter. Till then, thanks to all of you. Thank you very much. Hope that this class will be useful to the schooling students of class 11 having a subject mathematics, uh, G-man and advanced aspirants, as well as the audience who are interested in mathematics. Thank you very much.